Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday the 14th of May and we have new mods. I do want to start off by saying the first two I'm going to look at are mods that came out yesterday on the 13th of May because I didn't get a chance to do them, so I'm going to wrap them up in today's mod review. We do have some updates. We've got an update to the Flegel VFW 25000 by Baki. We've got an update to the Pottinger Schwadkreisel 300 by Pushcap, and an update to the Fendt Favorite 509510 by Trackfahrer 2003 IB286. They have had updates. So, in front of us, we've got the Pottinger Ernterbos 200. This is by S8080T, the base model by ImMatze and Sulvanar. This is a loading wagon, and it's a little bit different. It's a bit of a change to a kind of standard loading wagon. Interesting design. It looks really good actually. I like this. I like the twin wheels. The bit on the back here is the bit that's different. Rather than a normal loading wagon which just unloads like that, this can unload like that, but it also has the belt on the back, so you can unload left or right. So you can use it as a loading wagon, and if you're going to put forage into a trough, whether it's straw or hay or grass, whether it's to feed animals, you can have it left or right for I suppose a slightly more realistic, if you want to tip it directly in the correct place. Most triggers will allow it to go in any direction, but it kind of gives you that option. You'll find this under loading wagons right at the end, 18,900. There's a few different options. It only requires 60 horsepower as well, which is pretty cool. This will use 10 slots if you're on console. So options available on this. We can have it like that, body unfolded, which is an 18,400 litre, or you can have it body folded, which brings it down to 12,200. I don't think once you've got it you can't change between the two unless you go in and reconfigure it. You know, if you want to adjust it, that's fine, but you can't kind of do it with a press of a button. You get it one or the other. So I've gone for the 18,400 version. We've got the option of MiTes and Trelleborg. Trelleborg, you just got standard tyres. Let's zoom in a little bit. With the MiTes, you've got standard and you've got the twins, so that's where you get the twin wheel option. And that's it for options. That's what you get. Well, what we'll do is grab it. And what we can do, L1 and right stick up and down. No. R1 and right stick up and down gives you the ability to raise and lower it depending on how high your hitch is on your vehicle. This is because of the pickup. If I turn it on, which starts everything moving inside there, and then lower the pickup doesn't actually touch the ground. So if I do R1 and my right stick up or down, I can then bring that pickup right down to the ground where it needs to be. So it depends what vehicle you're using, but there are a few vehicles and trailers that do that kind of thing. We've got it turned on, it is spinning. What we'll do though is drop it down so we are in the correct position. And we'll pick our grass up. Like so. Now, like I said, we do have options here. If I do R1, it does say tip side back, tip side left, tip side right. If I do tip side back, let me just turn it off a second. Lift the pick up. And unload here, it will go from the back like so. I love the animation of it putting the belt away as well. It's nice, kind of undoes the PTO and moves the belt. If I do tip side left, not indicators, tip side left, it comes out that side, and obviously tip side right, it comes out that side. I don't realise how much grass there is in a pile of that magnitude. So there you go, that's the Ernterbos 2 by S8080T ImMatze Sulvanar. Moving on to the next of our mods, which was from yesterday, and it's the Italy trailer. This is by SMI Modding Team. Weirdly, I've been finding it's been happening quite a lot because I keep track of the Modhub on the Farming Simulator website for when mods drop. We're getting a few mods that aren't appearing in the Modhub website but are appearing in the Modhub. This was one of them. Didn't appear on the website, but when I went into the mods to check, it was sitting there as an option. What I'll do is just close that off. Nicely detailed, this one. We've got a couple of options on it. We can have it without those high boards on there for a slightly smaller capacity or with, and we've got an options on some of the decals and things like that. Nice size trailer, not a bad price either. You'll find this under trailers, just there. It will take all the crop types. It says there. It does use 25 slots though. It's fairly high on the slot count, and it's a swivel axle on the front, which I know a lot of people don't necessarily like. They just take a bit of practice. I'm not a fan of them, but you know, when you've got a good trailer at a good price, not too bad at all. Options, we can have the main colour, which is all the kind of edging around the side. Black, blue, green, or a slightly darker green. One's more of a lime kind of green. Kind of. Then design colour. Actually, I didn't find out what the design colour was. What changed then? Oh, it's the rear bars, the hydraulic bars on the back. I couldn't figure out. I thought I changed it earlier and I thought I realised, but yeah, it's just the hydraulic bars on the back. Capacity, we can have 38,000 litre, or with the high boards we can take up to 46,000 litres. Design, default, or you can have it with the Italian style flag, so it can either be black or with the Italy flag on the side. And then wheel setup, we can have standard or we can have XS. To be honest with you, for an extra £5 for the XS, probably better off without. So you get a 46,000 litre trailer for 42,500. That's not a bad price at all. I like that. As far as tip goes, nice smooth animation. Back opens, whole thing tips up, as you might expect. There's no rear trailer hitch on this one, so you can't daisy chain. But you could hook this on to the back of another one that does have it, because obviously it's got a pin hitch on the front there, which makes life a little bit easier. I don't think that rear ladder comes down. I couldn't find any option to unfold the trailer other than unload, but what it does have, tip side back, tip side grain door. But this one here, if I do my right stick, if you're doing forage and you've got a forage harvester that's blowing stuff into the back of that, you can move that front board down a bit so you can get a kind of, I suppose, a more realistic squirt on there. Right, moving on. Also by SMI Modding Team, we've got this over here. This is another one that didn't pop up on the website, but it is here. Let's go around this side. I think the light's a little bit better. There we go. This is the Bronsme, oh blimey, the Bronsme BTX 3000. This is a subsoiler cultivator type thing. You can have it in different settings. All these different things come in different parts. Incredibly detailed. Incredibly detailed. So, if I've got this right, this is under subsoilers. Yeah, BTX 3000. It's a 4.5 metre, requires 370 horsepower. Pretty heavy on the old horsepower requirement on this. You can have it standard like that, which just gives you your subsoiler. You can have it with wings, which can come down to the side, and you can have it with roller, or you can have it with roller and wings, which is the one I went for, just to show you kind of all the options combined. But you can have various different incarnations of that should you wish. Now I've just realised that's not got enough horsepower to pull it, whereas that has. So So this will give you your ploughed state but a cultivated look. If I unfold this now, it puts those side bits down next to the sides. I suppose it just stops any overspill. It's not a power harrow or anything like that, so you don't need to turn it on, drop it down, and away it goes. There you go. That's the BronzeMe. Is that the BronzeMe BTX 3000 by SMI Modding Team? That will use 6 slots if you are on console. So, drop that off. Next we have this. This is the Lizard 6 meter cultivator by stephane moddigne. This is a front mounted. We've got a few front mounted cultivators and bits and bobs of late. It's 6 meters. It's a cultivator. It does fold up. This was... where was this one? I think this was on the cultivators. There we go, 6 meter cultivator. 7,000 to buy, 180 horsepower required. This will use 8 slots. There were no options available on this one, if I recall correctly. It was just, you just got the red, that's why I kind of bounced out of that. So you can fold it up for transport, like so. That looks actually more dangerous to me. Fold it up, but unfold it, drop it down, and away we go. Now, one thing I am curious about, which I'm going to try, is because it's a front mounted, I don't think this is designed to be, I don't think it'll work the other way around, because the other Lizard 6 meter we've got does work the other way around, and if it does work the other way around, the horsepower requirement almost becomes null and void. You don't have to worry. So I was just curious to see whether or not this would work the other way around as well. No, it doesn't. Oh, hang on. No, it doesn't. I just went over a bit that was already cultivated. No, I thought it's worth a try. You never know, because I'm sure people would ask in the comments to say, does it work the other way around? The answer to that is, no, it doesn't. There you go, that's the Lizard 6 meter cultivator by stephane moddigne. Let's just drop that off. Next up, we've got the BOMA front cultivator. This is by BasBovenBas and DMI 20mm Normandy. There are 2 in this set. We've got a 3 meter and we've got a 4 meter. The 3 meter comes as is. The 4 meter does fold. And I mean, the tines do kind of look like they're faced backwards, but they've got a bar on there. This is more like a leveller, really. The basket rollers will do the seed bed kind of breaking up clumps and stuff, and the bar on the back, a bit of angle iron, and that front one, I kind of really just for levelling, to lay it all out flat. Nicely detailed. The baskets look good. We'll check that in a minute. I think it folds up rather neatly with a nice animation. These you will find, this is the problem, there's so many different cultivators. This one was under, I think it was under this one. It wasn't under that one. Was this disc arrows? Because it's got the baskets. I think it was. There we go. We've got the BOMA 3000 and the BOMA 4000. The 3000 is 5,500 to buy. The 4000 is 6,750. They are 3 slots each. Options available on each of these. We can have it in red, green, blue, yellow and black. What we'll do, hook it up. Show you what I mean. Nice neat animation, like so. Then we'll drop it down, whiz it forward, and it will cultivate. Just drop it down. And away we go, there you go. That's your seed bed preparation in a nutshell. So there you go, that's the BOMA front cultivator. This was in the update section, but the update to it was console release. So you may overlook it as an update, whereas it is actually new to console, so to speak. Moving on, we have got this. We've got the Class Rollant 250 Roto Cut. This is by SotoModdingIndustries. What I like about this is, from what I can tell, and I've looked in the Modhub at a few different ones and in the game, it doesn't appear to be a reskin. It does look like a kind of new model, so to speak. I could be wrong on that. I may have overlooked a mod, but I think it is a new one. You'll find this under Baling Technology. If you look, we got a lot of rounded ones. But yeah, like I say, I can't find one that looks like that, but yeah, don't hold me to that. I just don't think it is. Requires 98 horsepower, so it's 4,000 litre round bales, and it only costs 25 grand. So it's a bit cheaper than some of the other round balers we've got. We've got some Gallignanis. There's a couple of others which are fairly cheap, but yeah, 25 grand. It's not too bad at all. Options available. We can change the rim colour from red to a grey matte to a grey kind of slightly glossy paint. We can have a low attacher or a high attacher depending on what vehicle you're using it with. You can have low attached PTO, high attached PTO. Wheel setup standard or Trelleborg AW305s, which drops it down a little bit on the tyre. Those are your options. Let me just grab the JCB. Okay, we're hooked up. If we fold it, that's how it comes, with the jockey wheels on the back, and when you put it into operating position it kind of attaches the jockey wheels down the front. Turn it on, drop the pickup down, just suddenly thought I'm not going to have enough here for a whole bale. I thought I would easily have 4,000 litres here. Right, bear with me a second. I'll probably cut this. I'll say look away, but don't worry, I'll cut it. And as if by magic, we have our full bale. L1, triangle, opens the back up, out it drops. Everything moving in the back there as it should. Close it down. And away we go. There we go. That's the Class Rollant 250 Roto Cut by SotoModdingIndustries. Nicely detailed, that. I like that. Something to add to the class collection. And moving on to the last of the mods for today. I think I haven't missed anything. This is the Pons Bison Shuttle. This is by MrSealyp. This is another one of those ones, and I'll be honest, I feel terrible for doing it, but when mods pop into the Modhub and I have a look, sometimes you look and think, oh, okay, we've got another one of these. You know, not why do we need another one? I'm not kind of part of that group of people that go, oh no. But you do look and think, okay, we've got a few Pons machines, we've got a few Buffaloes, we've got the Elephant King, we've got, you know, what's going to make this stand out, you know, other than the cool, funky colour? Well, again, I'm surprised and I'm happy and pleased, and it's very, very cool. This is a nicely detailed mod. As you come around the back, we have got the bunk, which actually collapses in on itself, and I do like the addition of these cables wrapped around the thing as well. But look, we've got a fifth wheel on the back of a forwarder. That's something a bit different. Don't see that very often. There's quite a few options available on this, but that does change things quite a bit. It kind of gives you a few more options for your transport. Now, some of the forwarders have a rear trailer hitch, and you could put a dolly on and do exactly the same thing. I like that as an option. That kind of gives you a few more choices when you're buying machinery. You could, for all intents and purposes, if you've got a normal trailer, buy this for forestry, but then use it around the farm for pulling your semis around, if you wanted to. Like I say, I don't know, it just gives it a few more options. A bit more edgy, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is the Pons Bison Shuttle. You'll find this under vehicles, you'll find it under forestry machines. As far as slots go, this is... Oh, the Class Rollant Roto Cut with 7 slots, sorry. This one is 31 slots, but you'll see why when we get to it. So the Pons Bison Shuttle, 215 grand, which puts it around the same price as... Actually a little bit cheaper than the Buffalo about the same price as the 875, which is pretty good. So we can change the rim colour, and there's all these colour choices, but this is the one that kind of caught my eye straight away. It's like, wow, okay, that's something a bit different. So yeah, we can go with any selection. Oh, I just went for another yellow. That doesn't really help anything, does it? And then we can go for design colour as well, if we want to go like that, which does the head as well on the implement. Then we got tyre choices. We've got Trelleborg with the twin radial 680s, 710s, 428 SBs, the 422 SBs, which I like, nice knobbly kind of off-roady type tyres, T404s, and then we're back to twin radials again. Or we can go for the Ollers 4s. Now this doesn't have a selection of different colours. We just go through the different options of chains and tracks and different width tracks and depth tracks and that kind of thing. And then we're back again to the chains. So we'll go back to that. And then we've got an option on the front of a logging blade, and this is a proper meaty old logging blade. Some of the ones you get look a little bit anemic on the front. That's a proper solid old logging blade, like dozer blade on the front of that. Then as windows, we can have bright or tinted, so it goes really dark on there. I do prefer the bright on that. The dark is very, very dark on that. And then we've got the engine size. We can have a 279 horsepower EU Stage 3A. You can have the EU Stage 5 at 286 horsepower, an MRF Stage 6 Plus at 345 horsepower, and then you can have an MRF Stage 7 at 396 horsepower, which gives that a bit of oomph. And then on the back, we've got a decal. You can have it without decal on the claw, you can have it with a Pons decal, or with a Palfinger decal on the back there as your options. So, actual operation of this. Now, some of it is pretty much standard to all the other vehicles. Look top left, let me see if I can get where you can see it. You've got a 1 above the vehicle top left of the screen, so you can change your options to 1 and 2. Under 1, you've got crane control, and the crane controls are pretty kind of standard now. It depends what option you go for. So you've got your in and out and up and down, side to side, you know, all those kind of things, which is lovely. L1, R1, we can open it up, close it, rotate, like so, which is all very nice. One thing I will say on this is lights. Wow. Bang. Look at that. That is insane. That row of lights on the back of the cab. Blimey, that's bright. But if you're going to be doing logging, especially in tonight, that's absolutely fantastic. L1, R1 and X, you can change your driving position, so you can go in that way. Camera angles, in cab, side of the claw, back to cab again. Some of them you get either side of the crane as well, but this one is just like so. And then, right, I need to open the menu for this so I'll get this right. Right, stake pull in. L1 and X deploys the stakes. So you can have this as a standard forwarder. It's got a rear trailer hitch in the back of that. So you can have a standard forwarder with the bunk like so, and you just load it up and away you go. No problem at all. L1 and X put the stakes away. It's because I've changed the driving position. Back up to that and hook up. Let's turn those lights off, they're a bit bright. And then change my driving position back. Go back to my crane like so, lift it up out the way like that. And now your forwarder has got the option to, you know, bring your trailers along with you. I like that. Like I say, I know you can use a dolly and you can do this off the back of a normal one, but I just think that does give you quite a few options available on that. Dozer blade was, I'm going to open the help menu again so I don't miss it. L1, R1. Might be different control group. Yes, so put it on control group 2, then rotate crane tool. No. Hang on. Oh, that's changing the fifth wheel, sorry. That raises and lowers the fifth wheel. If you look at the front of the... So, if I go side to side, that's raising and lowering the fifth wheel, so you can change the height depending on what you're attaching. If I go up and down, that brings the dozer blade up and down. Like I say, it's a big old chunky dozer blade. So if you're moving logs around and log piles and stuff, or what you can do is do that, raise it up a little bit, give yourself a kind of slightly more stable platform with the wheels off the ground if you're using the crane and that kind of thing, if you want to go down that. That's it. That's the Pons Bison Shuttle by MrSealyp. I think that's it for today. The Valley of the Old Farm map dropped. I've done a map tour on that. If you want to go and check that out, be my guest. That's it for the mods for today and a couple for yesterday. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.